Fe,
What's
Voodo
going
Fe.
on, man?
Yo, man, I don't know if they're ready, bro. You think they're ready?
I'll go get them ready.
Yo, I hope they're
We gonna
ready,
get them
bro.
ready.
Yo, let's
You
get
get
them
ready?
ready. Let's get them ready, bro.
All right. He said ready, and I wasn't ready. I'm ready. Now I'm ready to say.
Voodo Fe.
Brooklyn, mom.
Welcome to ThoughtFormZ TV. This is ThoughtFormZ on the Case. I am your host, My Works, and we are here with my man, Voodo Fe.
Hey.
Yo.
What is going on, man?
Yo, what's up, my dude?
Good, man.
Yo, we've been ramping up this whole week, man, and I'm so happy that we finally made it here. We're sitting together, talking a little bit about your life, yourself as an artist, you know, how you got to this place that you're in now, the challenges, and, you know, that and we'll visit your shop a little bit and you know, and see a little bit of your artwork. So, what's up, man?
I'm good. It's Sunday.
Sunday shoot day.
One of those days.
Yeah, this is the day, baby.
Good day to have a day, right?
It's a good day. You know, it's a wonderful day, and it's good to have you here. One of the things that we want to do is feature artists, archive artists, and show a little bit of your work. Hear about what brought you to this stage in your work and how you sort of exist in society with your work. So it's sort of like how you interact with the world around you with your work, and how, you know, what it means to you. You know, so tell us a little bit about yourself, my brother.
A little bit about me. All right, my name is Voodo Fe. My mama did not name me that. I'm still connected to my mama, but we'll get to that later. I am Brooklyn born, Brooklyn raised.
Brooklyn, blah, 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 blah.
And I have a problem remembering my address. I don't know why. I've lived in a lot of areas in Brooklyn. I don't know what area I'm in at the time. A bit of an airhead. You know, things happen. We are. But I'm originally from Bushwick. Went to high school at Fashion Industries.
Okay.
And then I got kicked out of FIT. Who gets kicked out of our school?
Who gets kicked out of FIT?
Listen,
especially FIT, bro.
What it was.
That was the spot to be at, bro.
It was like, okay, first I got the letter, you know, I was like, but it was a thing like, you know, they needed you to come in every day.
Who comes in every day
and do the work?
Who comes in and does the work?
These mean people. He's like, yo, you know, at the time I'd be outside drinking 40s like 10, 11 in the morning.
Wow.
You know, I'd be like, I ain't going.
You was going hard, bro. You was going hard. You was doing your thing.
Some of the people would like they were like they were people that would just keep an eye on us, right? And one day I got called in the dev's office, and she said, I heard about what, you know, like she cared enough to call me in and talk to me, right? And there were people like that really, really tore orange. There was people there that just.
That's kind of dope, man.
But I didn't.
Do you feel that helped save you? Or?
No. I mean, I so appreciated knowing that somebody was in my corner. Like there was some great people who I'm still have long-term friendships with, like amazing human beings. It just wasn't the patience that it takes to sit in class wasn't something that I didn't know I had a problem with it yet. Like, it was something where like I'm coming out of high school arrogant. Cause I could design clothes. I'm not talking about like, here's a t-shirt. I'm talking about I was designing like wedding dresses and runway dresses.
Wow.
Right? I was getting my work shown in the windows of Fifth Avenue department stores. Like they would contest and I would win. And like I was, I was
You was doing your thing.
And then it was a matter of, I got a scholarship offer from Parsons. Somehow something worked out with Parsons in France. And it was like, okay. So the guy that was working with me was like, look, your grades aren't where they need to be. But just, hey, I know how to work this through. We can get you there. We can get you to that point. I was like, all right, this cat, like, he's working with me. He sends me off to do some homework. And all I had to do was come back with the work done. I come back to meet up with Duke. He said, all right, I did my part. All right, let me show me the work you got done. And I didn't have it. Right?
He was like, yo.
No, I mean, the craziest thing was he closed the door behind me. And he turned into, it was almost like a killer on the street. Like, he's an older black man talking. And he was like, you're gonna turn out to be another one just on the corner drinking.
Wow.
Right? But he was more, his language was a lot more colorful than that. And the amazing thing was that he was absolutely right.
So had you had a serious problem with
people?
I mean, I don't know if I should be digging too deep.
No.
You know what I mean?
This is
like,
absolutely. Listen, I had my first drink at 12, right? My father, he wasn't an abusive alcoholic, but he was an alcoholic, right? Drinking was my remedy for everything. I would drink from the time I'd wake up to the time I went to sleep. It has destroyed my insides. At my worst, I was drinking about a gallon of rum a day.
a day.
Like I wanted the exit. I didn't have it in me to kill myself, but if I could just disappear, especially during everything that was going on, it wasn't just the drink and everything to start. There's a point when everything is just, manic high. So I'm manic already because my issues with bipolar aren't on so much of the lows. Crazy point is when I get to my highs because it's not controllable. It's like, all right, well, I'm here. What's next? Right. So mix that in with drinking. Mix that in also with a body that's getting older. Before it's my body's way too old right now. In my 20s, my 30s, my body was just aging. So I start popping pills. And all I gotta do is call my doctor, tell him, hey, I'm running out of pills. He doesn't ask me why all the pills gone already. He's just like, all right, just go back to the.
And at what age were you doing the pills?
My first knee surgery, about 23.
So it was a prescribed situation.
It wasn't. I mean, this is one that. It wasn't like I'm hearing about this drug and everyone's getting high off of. It was something that was helping me with my pain and I deal with I have a joint disease that makes it really easy for me to break my bones. Right? I've had 10 surgeries.
Wow.
Right? My right knee prosthetic placed through. Things break easy on me. So those pills, pain relief. Now, mix in my addiction, my addictive energy. 1 or 2 pills ain't working no more. Now let me try 4 pills. Now, also add on, I'm in a band, and we do a lot of shows, and we're not just staying on stage. It's like a workout.
You just going.
So it's
straight go.
All I know how to do is go all in or go all out. I'm gonna go in like either I'm gonna knock you out, or I'm gonna get knocked out kind of mentality. There was nothing else I could do. If I paced it, then it wouldn't fulfill the thing that I felt. The problem with the pills was that the thing got worse, and now I didn't know I had a problem with them. It was an accidental. So I knew there was a problem the day that I crunched them up and smoked them. That's when I knew.
He was like, yo, this might be a slight problem.
Nothing else got to me. I had friends walk in my room, take my pills, and be like, you're getting 2, and I'm taking the rest, and we'll see when you need 2 more, kind of.
Now was this artist friends, or was this
just beautiful people in my life? Most of my friends are creative. I would say if you apply the 80-20 rule to it, 80%, maybe 90% of the people I'm around are entrepreneur, creative types.
Would you say that led to a creative lifestyle? Led to
you are what you keep around. You know, if you know 99 crackheads, you're 100. Right? I'm around dope artists. Period. Music, art, fashion, name it. And I got the track record to prove it. I'm not just chit-chatting. I got cats that he did that, he's in the Guinness. You know, like serious, from Averex to heavy hitters, real serious people.
Word.
And you hold pride in that because you know there's a certain cut. There's a basic 80% of the room, but you know you in that upper 20% of cats that are doing special things, really doing something.
Do you find that is a motivator for when you are continuing your bodies of work, being in that percentile?
Nope. I just realized.
I mean, we had a conversation about this earlier, but
I can make more moves in that category than I can in the 80% category. Right? Those are the cats who have power of control, power of the check. You know, they could power of connections. It's an easier thing when, like, one of our greatest goals as a company, as a corporation, is to get art back in the schools and get it protected legislatively. Right? We have a plan, we have a structure, but we also have the connections. Just because we're in a particular higher echelon of category, because cats got connections here. You know, so there's a. It's not done with the idea of I need you to know me. It's done with an agenda. It's like, and that's a small part, that part there, but just.
So say you're using that position to be able to reach back and use it for as leverage, as a kind of thing, right, to be able to deliver these programs for.
I mean, I understand the word reach back or give back. It's to level the playing field, right? I don't believe in the aspect of giving back, actually.
So that's interesting perspective that you just said. You said level the playing field. So that means that you're not even thinking about the whole idealism of reaching back. It's like, look, there's this movement that's happening, and if we don't level the playing field, then what?
For me, I believe wars are won on many fronts. I don't think one type of attack plan to anything that you're addressing is it. Reaching back, that concept of reaching back to put them on a field that's unfair doesn't line up for me. Cool, do your reach back. I'm gonna work on the field. Right? I think to tailor first back to even the concept of giving back or reaching back, it's an uncomfortable part of the conversation because it forces people to do what they may not naturally do.
So you mean like you have to have certain alignments to fulfill the quota of reaching back? Is that what you?
No, it's just us as a community demanded from our celebrities, the people who have quote unquote succeeded to a point to give back. Right?
Like it's a necessity.
Like without us, until you do that, what my thing is, if that's not your thing, don't do it because you're in the way of someone that authentically wants to do it. You're actually blocking the thing up. And if it's not your energy pull to give back, I don't believe you should be beating the head over it. If that's your choice not to, that's fine to me.
You're saying that you don't like the idea of the quota?
Yeah, of no quota. Like I am defined for real. Like I'm defined for artists. I'm very protective, very art activist kind of mentality. But we have to judge ourselves as artists harshly. We don't. We wait for other people to come save us. We don't understand the dollar of our own dollar. Don't even include it as black artists, right? We don't even look at that. We don't look at the strength that we have as human. Right? There's power in numbers. There's 40 million people in the demographics of just being in a creative class. I mean, you don't need all 40. Say 2.5 and I'm giving you $40 a year. Do that for 4 years, you get $1 billion valuation. With $1 billion valuation, people gonna listen to you.
So let me ask you, what has gotten you to be Voodo Fe? We had a little conversation earlier about, I don't want to ruin the story, but as a child, what led you to think that you were this creative? What led you to understand that you were this creative being? And then what got you to FIT and what got you, to those places?
Well, rocking. This right here. The thing that soothes me, right? When I was young, I used to rock a lot. Like I still rock, but not as much as I was a kid. And we had a carpet. It was the best feeling carpet. It was just something that was okay, right? Yet I would catch my parents'
attention.
The way they were looking at me doing that, and just I knew.
It was like, yo, what's up with him? Why you keep rocking over here?
What's going on, man? My mother would be like, yo, hey. I'd be like,
did they think that it might have been?
I'm going to.
Isn't that like a autistic kind of?
I'm going to. I can only. I don't want to assume, but I have to assume. Just as a guess, right? I was a little different with things, right? My impulse control is ridiculously. Like,
when you say different, do you mean it's
different to go to your mother and say, "Ma, when I was walking down the street, I seen a dog, and then I turned for a second, the dog disappeared." It's unusual for your mother's reaction to be like, "Okay, you might need a spiritual bath." Right? It's unusual to say, "Ma, I keep hearing voices," and your mother goes, "Okay, that's death calling you." So subconsciously in my head, I used to think I was a bad person because why would death come looking for me? It's not that she meant to do that, but that's how I translated it. So here I am starting to scare myself from the things that's happening.
You think it was always in the back of your mind?
What?
The death coming for you?
It's something I addressed not too long ago. It was something where I thought I was a bad person, and without really acknowledging that she wasn't saying I was a bad person. She, our part of our upbringing were within the voodoo religion, and baths and getting, there was a different energy in the house that I grew up in. If you've been there, I don't have to say no more. Anyone that came to visit us knows exactly what I'm saying. Knows exactly what I'm saying. So things have.
There was always a jar of water by the door.
Always, no. That my grandmother was a priest in Haiti. I mean, like this is in our bloodline. This is really what it is. There's other family members that experience, like I experience things differently. Spirit talks to me different. I'm not looking for someone's justification or nod at the head of it. I know something's different with me.
So they saw this and they said, what? They said, all right, he's rocking back and forth. Well, what can we do?
No, it wasn't. I mean, that's the nice, clean way. I mean, my mother would try everything to get me to stop. Like rocking my leg. She would just like, she would try to will me into it. And none of that stuff was gonna work, right? She came home with a brilliant idea one day. I don't even think it may have even, I don't know if it was something that she hadn't thought. She came home with watercolors. Game changer. What I do, and my brothers had, crayons and stuff like that. It's not like I haven't seen them, but these were mine. Right? Then what I did, she was like, hey, all right. That's a reaction that's a reaction to rocking didn't give me. I was like, so I would, I knew I was doing something right with that. I knew, I knew that was something I can consistently put a smile on their face on. I couldn't do it with my grades consistently. Like when there was a point when I realized, as a kid, I realized this. I'm not keeping up in school, right? Everyone can read these things,
and this is not me. I'm not that person.
I cannot. And people, she gives a book report to be read by XYZ, and I would still be on page 1 because I don't know what that comprehends. And there's no such thing as a diagnosis of dyslexia when I was a kid.
I would find myself reading chapters over and over and
Absolutely.
over and over.
I couldn't even get to chapters. I would be stuck on sentence. Sometimes the words would turn into ants.
Wow.
Scatter.
Wow.
So now there's other things happening, right? So it's like sometimes when I look at people and it happens in a beautiful place for me, or I see butterflies come off of people. So I rather get lost looking at those things than reality. Me and reality don't work all the time. You know what I mean?
He said, so the alignment of everybody else's reality and
nothing to do with me. Every day in my world is Friday because Friday is my favorite day.
So do you find that correlates into the textures and the work? Well, first of all, let's not lose track. So they gave you watercolors, right?
Right, and it was something that my mother. Now she's introducing me to people like, this is my son who's gonna be an artist. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's this?
You said, hold on, wait, now we happy?
Now we good. But it was amazing though, because it just people's opinion was extremely important to my parents. Here's a loony who doesn't care, right? And she was, my parents were conservative. They were church going, like serious. A lot of structure. Dude, I went to Catholic school.
Wow.
For 8 years. And those things that Forrest Gump used to have to wear?
Oh, the leg braces?
I also had to wear those.
Wow, so you wore leg braces? And at what age were you wearing the leg braces?
I don't remember the age. I know I was young. There's a lot of stuff there's gaps in terms of dates. I've done a lot of drugs. I've done a lot of drinking. I've done a lot of things that have made it right. Yet, but just imagine that you go to this restrictive school, right? You are not allowed to. You gonna fall in line. You gonna do it. right? I go to this school, then I come home. My parents were, I would say strict, right? Conservative thinking, religious, you know, like my mother more than anything. My mother ran the house. And then I got, so I'm at this house, I got these things on my feet, because I would fall, because my feet were falling over each other. And then I had a bad habit of falling out of bed. So there are metal bars on both sides of my bed. So my entire upbringing was,
so it's like a cage kind of thing, yeah.
That's where my art thing was the only thing that I was like, okay, this is something I didn't even understand what was going on. It was, you know, even in school, like I hated that school. That school, the 5th grade teacher laughed at the way I read out loud. Wow. Right? You know what I mean?
He was like, yo, what's the point?
It was, school ended that day. That ended any chance for me, right? It became something where, like, I knew 2 things were fact for me. My mother taught me this. She said, if you get in trouble, smile. Smile a lot. All right?
So you learned to smile. You had a great smile.
I know smiling and art got me behind, you know, because when it's complicated to say I can't read at XYZ level. It's complicated when you.
Well, let's discuss that. A lot of people, they're probably hearing you say that so you had an issue with dyslexia.
Yeah.
So you think that was a part of the rocking back and forth?
No,
and then
I'm so grateful that I am. It forced me to find this path of art. Mm-hmm. Right? It's my will. You know, like there are points it becomes challenging because you want to prove to yourself you're smart because you've been told that you're not for a really long time. When you're put in special ed and the teachers are calling your name while you're in regular class, you don't gotta do it like that. Just tell me what class you need me to go to. I'll go. You don't have, it was something where the class knew, oh, that's the special ed kids. Like we're still kids. We're still being socialized by each other. You make it hard. Then I'm in a family that's uber smart. Like there are doctors and masters all over my entire family. Extremely talented.
So do you feel that there was you always had in the back of your mind some type of judgment on being able to do those things because you had this type of judgment going on?
I for a long time I knew I was stupid. So I was.
Would you say that you? I wouldn't say that you were stupid.
Now when I was a kid, I knew that I was stupid. That's how.
Do you feel about?
I don't feel like now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
No. I mean, certain things had to happen for me to break that feeling. I hid that from so many, and it turns out I was doing a bad hiding job. When I started talking about it and being just like, look, I just gotta get this out. My close friend Quinn was like, we all knew, right? And that's, you know, like
we all knew that you had some difficulty. You had something that,
like, I was in charge of making flyers, and the dates would just, and information would just be
just different.
So where, like, you know, people would kind of find a cool way to say, yo, let me read it before you send it. Right? And for me, I was like, I didn't want people to know. I you know, I mean, like, I didn't want you to know. It even became a weird thing where I thought that, yo, let me watch Sesame Street. Let me watch these things as a kid. Maybe there's something I missed. Because maybe there's just that one thing that goes, oh, that's what it was, and now all this stuff. So I kind of adopted.
The one little piece that was missing, you know, that would help you.
I'm an adult watching Sesame Street, watching these little kid things, and then I'm realizing I'm still not keeping that. That was a blow There was another time there was a test for a data entry job. We were low on money, and I'm just trying to help out the best I could.
With the house.
With the house plans, right? No, I'm just getting myself straightened out. Like literally, like horrible place, being like the worst place in my life. So we're in this position where I'm able to at least take the test, and I get a 44, right? Out of it's like any basic test, and I'm like, and it sent me back to getting bad grades, to let me throw this one away, and reminding me of the kid version of me, right? So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna let that just happen like that. I'm gonna take another test the next day. Took the test over. This time, I got a 45. I felt like a failure.
Wow.
I felt like I couldn't even get a data entry thing to help.
So
And when I told Sonya, she was like, well, why are you doing that? That's not what you're doing.
That's not who you are.
That's not the lane.
That you're supposed to be traveling.
That's not what we talked about you doing.
Right.
You said you're gonna do this art thing and this fashion thing and all that. That'll work its way out. You stay there. Her. She for the first 4 or 5 years of our relationship, I may have brought in $5,000 total.
Wow.
Right? My career, I had messed everything up. The drinking had been accelerated. I'm dealing with the worst version of me. I'm stealing things. Things got so bad at a point where, like, my pride and joy at the time was, I designed a lot of clothes, and I still had my pieces. They were my art pieces, and things got to a point where we couldn't afford toilet paper.
Wow.
Right? And to use the bathroom, I had to cut up my artwork.
Wow, man, that's a really hard place to.
So it became
to be at.
I mean, like, it was just it was just one thing. It was there, and then there was a day when it was a bad day. It was a dark day. It was a day that, like, if there was ever a moment that when that window of opportunity to say, you want to continue, or here's an exit, right? That exit was presented that day, and I knew something was wrong. I knew. I kept on hearing, did you do everything you're supposed to do on this planet?
So you felt that might have been the day that you were going to leave here?
I knew my go-to move was to drink. And it's like maybe 11 in the morning. As well, that's what, if something was going to happen. So you were just going in hard, and you were just like. If something was going to, I expected something bad to happen. If not from outside, I was going to hurt myself. Right? Something was going to happen that day. Right? I was in a very dangerous place. The odd thing was that it was 4th of July. No one's around. Everyone's at the beach. Right? Hard to get in contact with anyone. Sonya happens to work with adults and kids with mental issues. Right? She caught my message. She heard, where you at? It's like such and such. Come on over. Right there. I slept for 3 days.
Wow.
I was having a manic episode.
You had to let go and release.
She did the most awesome shit. Excuse me.
No,
she did the most awesome thing. She never blamed me. Like, for anyone that deals with, exactly what that means. I mean, not to get, she was like, this is what you're dealing with. Here's how we're gonna work with it, right? And we've tried different combinations, different things, and I found a combination that worked, right? Like I was able to figure that I gotta make sure I sleep, gotta make sure I eat, gotta work out, meditate, and clean. I do those 5 things, they balance out the other portion. It's my 80-20. Those leveling, pulling things are my 20% that keep me at 80. Because I enjoy the highs of being manic. You're not gonna take that away from me.
Tell me about your artwork. You have a body of work that now I've gone to your shop. I visited your space.
Thank you.
Amazing, man. I find there's so many various different textures going on within the work. You have big pieces, and you choose subject matters that. Well, I'll let you talk about it.
We strategically set the place up in 2 rooms, utilizing color theory. Right. So
when you walk in the door,
when you first walk in the door, you will feel calm. I can guarantee you felt calm in that first room. Right? Earth tone browns and earth tone greens reminds our psyche of nature. Nature calms you down. Right? There's a reason light blue affects us that way. We utilize color theory. So even within the artwork, we use these color techniques in that room, and even the type of faces, the calm faces, your subconscious gets addressed. So if you see someone laughing at you, when you see someone mean grilling you, even if you don't fix your face, but you know to defend something, right? If you see somebody just smiling at you, you know it's okay. You can smile back.
So the smile is traveling, and
it's utilizing color theory and image theory. Just to prove the point that room can calm you down, right? The second room is a pop room, right? That's what all the bright colors are for. That's what the smiling faces are for. That room is a pick-me-up room. Now what we've done was add.
I noticed that.
You know what I mean? Now what we did was add a test to it. When you first walk in, it's a simple stress test. You take your stress level. And then when you come inside, we do your stress again after about 5 minutes, and we can prove that you will calm down. Go to the next room, do a stress test, pick you up. So that's what we're calculating and utilizing as quantifiable data to work on getting art back in school. Because men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And then you speak that person's narrative, you speak that person's language. Like, here's how art can help. After we get to that point of art helping, we retrain parents. We retrain parents of talented kids to stop saying, that's nice, but what are you going to do for a living? What we're going to do is say, look at all these different avenues where this child can start their career. Really good paying, just at the start paying careers, but different things where their creativity can continue. More importantly, they get to economically affect their family's life. So now you're talking about wealth generation and aspects of just teaching that kid how to manage money. After you get to that point, there's other political things that I don't want to get too far in advance of. So we'll stop there. But our agenda has an agenda. You know what I mean? Like, there's a 100-year plan written under my bed. I'm not gonna be here 100 years, obviously. But if you don't think that long frame, you can't get that long frame.
So what made you decide to work in the size format that, because I see a lot of pieces are very big.
Yeah.
You got like the nip piece.
I have a big personality.
You have a big personality.
And part of it is, okay, I do have a big personality. I just like the presence that large pieces make. The other part is everything's on wood. Like, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot.
I noticed with some of those like Luan wood or some of
a lot of them are
smaller...
found in the street. You know what I mean? Like the way I don't use canvas because it's too fragile to me. I'm not a fragile dude. Right? The things that I've
your approach to your work is, because I notice it's very like, I see some type of, a lot of hard paint being thrown on work.
I have a lot of edge. It's nothing me trying to show I'm Mr. I'm in tune with exactly what I am. I will not shift left or right from it. I know exactly what I am. I know how I'm doing what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. Some of it has no explanation whatsoever, and I don't go seeking for it.
So you don't have a preconceived idea when you're going into a piece. I mean, even if it's, you might have a little a sliver. You got a sliver. You got a little something.
This is actually the cool part. We years ago we tried to calculate all of the work, music, art, fashion, graphics, put it all in one thing, and we were up to 8,000.
8,000
original pieces
that you did
altogether that I did.
Wow!
Right? So
to this date,
and that was like maybe 4 years ago. We were at 8,000.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm a machine about this. I really, 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 really put it in. Like I don't, right? So this I don't have a sketchbook, right? So I'm connected to a thing that feels different, right? All I have to do is kind of sit back and relax and wait, and then the image will show up, right? There was a time I remember seeing myself
like a freestylist a little bit.
It was just all I have to do is be patient. Like I trust that it will show up every time. I've never experienced writer's block in my life. I don't know what that means. Right? I have an overload of ideas. It's part of it is easy.
It's just like you came in and sat down right here and you did this piece on the chessboard, which will probably show a little clip of.
And this was done before I touched it. Like I looked at it.
Because you came in and you was just sitting there looking at it for the longest time, and you know what I mean. And I was like, "What's he gonna do with this thing over here?" So for all those who's viewing, I'm gonna drop it in right, probably right about now.
That was the time sitting down with Taryn. We were eating. I think it was at a pizza shop or something like that, and I just drawing faces in the black pepper and salt. Just if it's available, it's available for me. And actually, back to the connection of the wood and using doors. For a long time, I thought I was a piece of garbage. Right, I had to mentally grow myself to become what I am. Right, I had to learn to change that verbiage in me. I had to learn to be clean. I've been clean for 7 years, quick cold turkey. I retrained myself how to learn using audiobooks to where I studied Mandarin, studied quantum physics, business structure. There's no information you can, just because I learned different was the thing that gave me my confidence of like, yo, wait, you smart dude, man. Like, cats don't figure out how to do that. Cats don't learn techniques that'll get them to stop drinking.
Well, you just kind of made me think that, like, how much of a struggle that you had to, like, overcome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was... The biggest struggle, the worst struggle of them all was losing my mother at 24, right? And losing my dad a few years after that, right? These are extremely important years because it triggered a lot of bad things in me, right? The bipolar diagnosis happened after that, right? The drinking got serious, son. There's literally 2 years after my mother died that I do not remember.
I have no clue. It blew by.
No idea what occurred during that time. I can tell you every day, anytime I could find something to drink, I was going to drink. It was a crazy part is that I wasn't like the slouch in the street. I was designing clothes for major brands.
You were functional alcoholic.
Functioning and reaching career. My creative legacy is set. I was part of the team that designed the New Jersey Nets uniforms. Me. It's part of the team that designed the Holyfield outfit when he got his ear bit by Tyson. Me. Calvin Klein, G Unit, Echo.
It's crazy.
Amazing, talented people around me. But just to be in a room, all right. But at the same time, I'm dealing with all of this other stuff that's going through, and it's like this. It was crazy. Like I'm in these amazing doors, but these cats would be like, "Yo, it's like 10 in the morning. And I can smell the alcohol." I was that dude.
Wow. I mean, we all have friends that is that guy. I mean, I know someone my mom dated when I was really young, and every time I went to visit him, you know, she would take me over there. You can smell it coming out of his pores, you know.
You don't even know. Like, I was being filmed. Another close friend of mine, Sarah Heston, beautiful soul. She was filming us for a doc for years, and I saw the first cut. Dude, every scene, every shot, I had a drink in my hand.
Wow.
And that was the first time I told her, yo,
I mean, that's
shocking.
You know, it's funny, man. When I go out, I have a problem of feeling like being comfortable in the space unless I have like if I'm at a club or, like it feels weird being there unless I have a drink in my hand. It's a part of like the function, That's why I sort of don't like going out because of that very reason itself, But yeah, man.
It's been comfortable. It's been easy. There's this amazing thing I was taught called NLP, and it's a kind of a it sounds weird. It's not for you to be weirded out or not by it. This happened to work for me, right? And this technique was I learned how to dislike liquor from it. I've change my brain.
So you don't even like the taste of it. You don't even rock with it at all.
Since the time I stopped, I've never tasted it again.
Wow.
And it wasn't like, yo, I think I need a drink today. I've never. And this is, dude, you know those you ever seen those carousels when people could put a gallon or whatever it is in the carousel? Mm-hmm. I was drinking like that. Like we had the carousel. Those shits were not lasting.
Yeah.
Just drinking all the time, just doing whatever for all the time. It was.
Wow.
Like the thing that shook it up for me though was that I knew I needed to make some adjustments was with my health. My health, man. When that thing cracked, everything came in.
Health is wealth, right? That's what they say. Health is wealth.
I ballooned up to 240. Pre-diabetic. Spots were on my lungs. My lungs aged to the age of a 65-year-old man.
Wow.
When things were bad with my heart, my doctor said you have an 80% chance having a heart attack.
Wow.
Well, let me tell you what that does to you. Everything you think is important on this planet no longer becomes
important.
Everything you thought that was so, and it was a matter of making a choice.
Everything changes.
All this, like everything, and then all these cysts started, and now every time I'm going to a doctor to see if I got cancer or not, it was so traumatic. It was so hard on Sonya. It was a thing of like, I'm still gonna fight the bully in the room though. Mm-hmm. Like you're not gonna just walk over me. Mm. So it was a matter of like taking one at a time. All right, let me get my weight under control. 240, 209 now. Perfect. Great for the heart. Perfect. Cholesterol. Perfect. Now this is grown man stuff right now, right? Mm-hmm. Blood pressure is not. It's perfect, right? My. You address that thing. You it's easy to complain and all that. It's like, no, tell me the fix. Mm-hmm. Tell me who I gotta fight for it. Right? Like I'm from my family, Haitian warriors. Like we don't honorable men. Tell me what the fight is. If it's the right fight, I'm in. Right? Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of just making a choice. And it was like, I wanna live a good long life, and making a decision like that was just that decision was there.
I'm gonna take a little break and then I'm gonna give these people what I like to call a beat break.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? We do this thing here called the beat breaks. You know what I mean? So, what's up, good people? Hold on, check this out. Still here with my man Voodo Fe. Yo. So tell me a little bit about your current body of work. At the store, I noticed that you have, like DMC. You got who's up there? You wanna give us some names over there?
Yeah, here's something actually. Absolutely, that's a great word that I didn't say right. Anyway, that when you hold your phone up, there's an app that we work with, our Lupa. When you hold your phone up to some of the pieces, there's an augmented digital reality, another level of creativity that my partner Zaire does. And the two of us mix our, I bring the physical, he brings the digital, and this next level stuff is telling stories. We're gonna be including that within.
So this is all, you'll find all this when you come to your store.
Yeah, it's like
that's on Myrtle Avenue in Classen.
Yes, 572 Myrtle, between Classen and Emerson.
You gotta check. You'll be seeing it in the video clip right now. I should be showing it to y'all people.
The pictures don't do justice.
The pictures don't do justice. You gotta come to the spot so that you can get the full healing experience. So we were talking about, and you're saying that you come in, you get the calming experience. You go from one room, then you got the next room that's got what's going on in that room. That's where the NFTs are.
Yeah, there's an NFT station as well. We are leaning forward in on that world. There's a lot of things we're gonna do with AR, VR, NFT. Zaire again, he's masterminding all of that stuff, which is great. Here's the thing that we're gonna do that's so special is that and shout out to my dude Vince. We're doing a collection with the Miles Davis estate and family.
So is this what you're working on right now? Okay, now. I see you got the Miles shirt on over here.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? You got the Miles,
nice and clean.
It's probably hidden by the camera right now. There we go. Oh, there we go, right there, bang.
We'll get it, but it's an amazing line. More importantly, amazing opportunity. We are also gonna have a special art series to go along with the artwork, along with the VR stuff. It's gonna be some absolutely just really creative and really the time and effort that Miles Davis deserves has gone into this. We are planning a release at the spot at the Harlem Jazz Museum, at certain boutiques. Talking to places and we're gonna package this and as an art collective, as an art activation, and just tour it and move into different places where it will be.
So this is going to be a traveling exhibition.
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
Traveling exhibition, traveling art show, traveling everything, and then what we're gonna do is utilize that format for the next releases. That there's other licenses.
So you're going to be working with different estates.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of opportunities that we've created an infrastructure, almost like a creative assembly line. and we'll be working with different artists. We'll be coming up with themes around those artists, not just the legacy artists, but other painters, other designers we work with, and rather than it just being one or two of us, it's like, no, let's put the team in this. You know, like, I'm a big believer the best teams beat the best players. And I got the best players on my team.
That is a good fact. I mean, you can have a really good player, but if you put the hell of a good team,
was beatable until they put a team around him.
That's true.
Beatable.
That is a fact.
It is what it is. Like I could show you examples of that all across the board. And I am as talented as I am on this creative thing. I'm beatable by myself. I'm very.
So
beatable.
the team is what is doing it for you.
I have a community. We have an amazing branch of people that beautiful people, and we all like-minded. We all, like, I understand business to a point, to where I don't agree with business to a point, right? I am a social capitalist. I have a social agenda and I have an economic agenda. There are things that we're working towards or working for. We have plans, things in position. It's a matter of the willingness to do it. It's the willingness to say, this is what we're going to do. Nobody, you don't look for anybody's, approval on it. I'm not looking for nobody's approval of what I'm doing. Just be straight through with that. It's a matter of just find things you're willing to do for free.
So let me ask you, what your approach to your artwork? Now, I notice when I'm in there, you're a very textured artist. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you like to use a lot of textures in your work.
I think it ties back to me being a kid, rubbing my hands on it's never left. I still love to feel stuff. And it does, like, I lost my sense of smell years ago, not over COVID, but just I had a pollen infection and I had to have an operation and get weird stuff. Lost it. But my sense of feeling is really, really, really good. And it's soothing to me. So when I'm working with different textures, working with, I can't tell you how many splinters I have in my hands.
Just from rubbing and just feeling,
And it makes no sense for me to dig them out. It's kind of like whatever is going to come out whenever. Like, they just...
The pain is nothing. It's just there. It's just. I've gotten to a point where I've accepted the pains that occur, and they're just a sensation.
Similar. I don't feel the pain in it. Right? You just kind of get used to the idea that listen. I broke my foot on stage. Snap that. Just not afraid. Snap. Got back up. Did my job.
Just kept it moving.
Right? My thing is. No one's here to hear me complain about nothing. Get up, do your job. I broke my finger bowling. Who breaks their finger bowling? Again, my bones are extremely brittle. It's really easy. I can hit the edge of this thing hard enough. Things will happen.
Where did you get that mentality from?
Everybody in my family's tough.
Would you say that having dyslexia and having to overcome all the struggles that you had to deal with would sort of strengthen that muscle of just get it done? Because the reason why I asked that is because you're such a strong personality within knowing that you have stuff to do and then I'm going to just go ahead and do it, right? So, to me, like we were having this conversation earlier and I was saying, I wasn't privy to truly understanding what you had to deal with growing up with the struggles and the challenges, because I don't want to call it anything else but besides a challenge, because you went beyond the challenge and then you were able to exist in your world and in our world, in the world, like in connecting with your artwork and the community, bypassing this challenge. Do you know what I mean?
I think there's two things there. I think I think looking at it like a challenge could be a problem. I think for me it was my gift. Right? It was a gift that I have this thing because it kept me in my creative lane. Right? I didn't have time to get distracted by reading a book. I have some art to do. Right? So my 10,000 hours I got.
You got a gazillion. You've gone beyond 10,000 hours because you were so focused in.
My creative brain has been exercised. I try. It's not like I gave up on trying to. I just had to do it different, right? So it was my gift. Bipolar is my gift. It's my gift. So
creativity was your savior.
If there was not there's. Dude, when I tell you there's nothing else I could do on this planet, I am my super strength is within my creativity. Take that away, I got nothing.
You know, it's funny, man. When I had COVID, and when I had it, I didn't want to do anything, bro. I didn't want to touch my camera. I didn't want to touch the beat machine. And I was literally scared. That was the first time I felt real fear because I was like, well, if I don't do this, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? Like, I was totally like, without this, how could I even be a human being?
I've never known what it is not to do it. I've never. The only times I've had to not work on creating something has been because of my health. All the surgeries. I had COVID. Tremendously awful time. I knew something was wrong. Like on that dangerous place. Art has been the thing that has in every level, man. Like that's why it's so important to me to make sure that these doors are open. Like there's another kid behind me that deals with the same exact thing that I deal with, and I'm just showing them, look, I know that there's a front door and a back door, but there's this side door over here. Right? There's this other patch I can show you to do some other things. I've had to learn your ways, not my way, and I had to be confident that path I'm walking. Although there's not a lot of people in this, mine, right? But I know there's other kids who are like, wait a minute. You can open your own store and have your own art up.
How can I do that?
Just think about what that I can't tell you how many kids have just been like, yo, there's a bodega up the block that's closing. Me and my friends could put money up. There you go. Now you work your process out, work your plans out, make sure everything is in order. Make sure you know all the questions that need to be asked are asked. Make sure everyone knows their role. Make sure you have a 5-year plan and structure out your plan properly. Make sure you catch your mistakes and write down your wins. And write your wins into a manual that's retrainable to anyone you go through. None of this stuff is brain surgery. It's just the willingness and the thing within you to say, I can do it. That's huge. The amount of certain words break people. You would have to be at a point where no one's words, good or bad, get to come home with you. You could give me 1,000 compliments, they don't come home with me. When things on YouTube or whatever, I appreciate it, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it to connect with this special thing. Like some goosebumps come up. I'm connected to something different. Do that. I can bring back magic. That's what I'm doing it for. Got nothing else. Like the business aspects, love the opportunities, all that stuff. But it's important for me to get better as an artist. I realized this year I didn't get better. I was doing a lot of commissions. So then that happened. That's why right now the store was closed for August. Just so that I could just wake up and just create.
Just create.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just want to make the best work I can make.
Yeah, man.
Get back on it.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm so thankful that you came through, man.
Absolutely,
like, you know, I don't know what else we should be talking about because I think we kind of.
Well, let me just bring this one up real quick.
Go ahead, definitely.
The Miles Project will be dropping this year. back to school collection, all that stuff. Go to our Instagram. You could go either to mine.
Hit him up. Hit him up. Give him all the information.
It's Voodo Fe. Check this out though. It's VOODOFE. 1 O after the D. It's just it'll make life easier. You can also go to the spotforart.com in terms of looking at all of our stuff and all the clothing, or just sign up as an Art Gang member. Art Gang is a side social club that we've been developing for a few years. But it's some real special things that we do there. There's a lot of cool things that go involved with that. There's always events going on at the spot. I think that I give their spot. Oh, I think the spot's IG is at the spot. The spot. Oh, excuse me. The spot for art. Yeah, I think that's about it, or at least as much as I can remember. What do you want me to do?
So I'm very thankful. This is ThoughtFormZ on the Case, and I am My Works, your host. Please come, subscribe, hit the notification button, like all of our joints, you know what I'm saying? And please come back.
Yay!
Word.